Now, this is the rumor, and it can't be official until the, I guess, quote unquote, the new season begins for the NFL, which is March 13th. But this is coming out of Adam Schefter. He's saying that in principle, Baltimore has an agreement in principle to trade a former Super Bowl MVP Joe Flacco to the Broncos. So, when you look at the new head coach there of the Broncos, he spent one season in Baltimore while Joe Flacco was the Ravens quarterback. Obviously, you figure he knows what he will be getting. Gary Kubiak, they're saying, was a Flacco fan as well. Made mention that he, really liked Flacco. Those were, I guess, the strong selling points and what you need to know. What else can you really say? In principle, you look at it where Baltimore is officially committing to Lamar Jackson as their quarterback. When the deal is completed, the Ravens will save about $10.5 million in cap space. However, they're going to carry $16 million in dead money on the 2019 cap. The Broncos have the 10th overall pick this year's draft, are addressing the biggest need as the NFL off-season quarterback carousel is beginning to spin. Listen, Case Keenum, and just think about, Case Keenum really hasn't cut it there for, obviously, for Elway and the Broncos. I think what we need to remember too, and just what I'll say about this, everyone is saying that he got carried, and Flacco got carried by the Ravens defense and special teams, that he is the Trent Dilfer of quarterbacks. Do people even bother to kind of read anything anymore? How many times does it need to be repeated that the Baltimore's defense allowed 21.5 points that year and ranked 17th overall? Flacco threw 11 touchdowns and 0 interceptions. They assume, like with that Baltimore team, that defense was always running the show. Joe and the offense were the secret to the success that the playoff and Super Bowl run had. Joe was great back then. Flacco, great. Earned that big contract afterwards. But Flacco, here's the thing. I don't think Flacco is nearly as bad as people tend to make him out to be. But the fact, sometimes that you kind of have to go back to 2013 to point to something he did noteworthy as of late is a little telling, my honest opinion. He will bring Denver stability for a few years. But that's about it, I think. Stability. Are you going to go win with Flacco? Win the Super Bowl again? No. Listen. Their defense, look it up. That defense was not great. Not a great defense that season. In part because Ray was, playing injured most of the year. And then, remember, defense starts up front, especially with those Ravens team. So, he gets a lot of flack. But, truth be told, And what you're getting in Flacco, I think, is better than Keenum. Now, here's this. Everyone complaining about the Flacco years. The Flacco years, that offense I think they're going to be in for a rude awakening. When you can't complete slant routes. Come on, Lamar. You're going to need a bigger jump year 1 to year 2. And if you're a Raven fan, you hope that Lamar is working on his throwing motion all day, every day. Hope all's well.